biggest changes in recent computer and video game development have been concerned with the race to create three-dimensional worlds. From Nightlaw, the first time players had seen isometric graphics which gave the illusion of 3D, to the fully lit and texture-mapped environments of G-Police, no one can doubt how far things have come. But great graphics are only part of the story. The struggle to go 3D is also the struggle to understand how gameplay is affected when you allow something to look and move in every direction. It isn't as simple as it seems. Take Defender, for example, a classic 2D arcade title which gets its special style from back-and-forth sideways scrolling. Get yourself a 3D terrain, though, and everything changes. Scorched Planet's programmers realized that to update Defender and give it a similar feel, your craft should be able to change direction instantly, instead of having to turn full circle to face the enemy. Less 3D realism actually made it far more fun. Placing their complete faith in 3D is Nintendo, whose 64-bit console is custom designed for 3D worlds. Its first title, Super Mario 64, was made by someone who had previously only created 2D games. However, the effect on the industry, as well as the public, was significant.
What it's really done is raise the level of the quality of games. People saw what a Mario is like, and they said, we've got to be able to get there to have those kinds of results and to really compel the game player. So we're very challenged now to make sure our technology and our characters and our games can equal what's out there on the N64.
Technology is often invented before people know how to use it effectively. The initially poor supply of software for the N64 is partially due to the difficulties involved in working with this new style.
Developing on the N64 is a very tough challenge. It's very difficult. You need more sophisticated people. It's an advanced technology. So I think that so far people are on the learning curve. They're learning how to master the 3D world. And even Nintendo itself, not only the third party, is having a hard time tuning correctly the kind of game they want to do.
Other industries have been dealing with the problems of 3D for years. For their first game, movie effects experts Oddworld were far more concerned about how detail and not fast, crude 3D polygons could tell a story.
The most important thing to us wasn't moving a camera around. I've been doing that for 10 years. The most important thing to me was moving more intelligent characters around, having characters that had more involved relationships with one another, and also making their animations clean and good enough and believable enough so that they felt more like life forms and not pieces of artwork.
Everyone's idea of a great game is different, but it's hard to ignore the effects new hardware can provide in a game. If big hit Command & Conquer had been made today, it might have looked like Uprising. It's questionable which of the two is the most fun.
You look back at early games like Pong, you realize that it's black and white graphics. Simple black and white graphics provided an enormous amount of gameplay. You got to remember that. No matter how much flash we put in, no matter how much technology we can utilize, we still have to concentrate on making the entire experience a delightful experience.